Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Stealthy Elf Productions Terra Talks, where we develop a fucking game. My game specifically. and despite Hannah and David being the ones who have enjoyed drinks, I, for some reason, am fucking this up already.
You're doing great, bud.
Yeah. Thanks. Well, the thing is, I was trying to think of what are we talking about today, and I couldn't think about it, and then I remembered to look to the left. We're talking about combat skills and etc. We talked about primary stat-based skills last time we had this little chat. We honestly reworked a lot of those and figured out a way to make them a little more uniform across the board, making each stat a little more relevant. And now we're talking about combat skills, which we can just kind of jump right in on this. I immediately didn't want a single type of combat to be stuck to a single stat. I felt like that happens a lot in different tabletops. I didn't want to go crazy with it and just be like any skill to any whatever, but things that made sense to me, I kind of, bundled up. So combat skills are represented into three pieces. Martial combat, arms combat, and casting combat, which is, punching things, shooting things, blowing shit up with your magic.
Yep.
I'm
with you so far.
Good. Martial combat, I represented that with power and swiftness because if you move fast, you hit good. If you move hard, you hit good.
Yeah. Yep. Can't complain with that logic.
It makes sense. Combat casting, if you do magic with logic and brain, that makes sense to do logic there. Intuition, sometimes people just shoot fire out their pans and things explode. The one that I think if anyone would question would be with the arms combat. I have it as swiftness and intuition. Just because my mindset is like, think about like the types of representation of arms combat in media. There's like the gunslinger who is just quick as lightning, just spins the gun 100 times.
Yeah.
And then with intuition, I was feeling like that guy from the Olympics, the one that just kind of leaned back until he was JoJo posing and
was it the Turkish
yeah.
Exactly, like a natural shooter is what he would describe himself as. Yeah.
Exactly. You gotta feel it. You don't aim, you feel.
Yeah. I have no complaints with the stat spread here. I think it's perfect. No notes.
Hells yeah. So the one thing that I want to mention, specifically like selecting your stats and like picking things out, is that not martial, but combat skills in general are just skills. So when you have your pool of skill points at character creation, they are also bought with the same pool of skill points.
Yeah.
Which, when helping a few people make their characters, I regularly forget to tell them. Every time. Yeah. It's in the book, but no one reads it because they're my friends and they will just listen to me tell them what to do.
Yeah, basically we all just go, "Hey Ollie, how do I do this?" No one.
I cannot judge.
We have the source.
Yeah, I can't judge. I've never read a single book in my life. I'm illiterate. And
he starts writing a book.
And so there is this little hitch that people hit sometimes where someone that I playtested with before said that they didn't really know how to allocate the skills appropriately because they felt like combat skills should be prioritized because they are affected by two stats at a time. And on one hand, I felt like that is valid criticism that I'm still wrestling with. But on the other, I don't know how to fix that. I also don't know if it needs to be fixed. I feel like because there's so many skills to bounce back and forth between, and because at level 1, there's no way to be good at more than half the things. Like you, no matter what, if you have like an average set of skill or average set of stat loadout or whatever, uh you're never going to be like great at anything, and the skills are the only thing that get you good or great at something at that
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
uh so if you only focus on, you know, a combat skill, it'll make you lacking in almost everything else. And that's how I've kind of been balancing it in that way. But I want to see your opinion on this. If it should have its own like pool character creation or in general, or if the limitation of just like how much is available, if that in and of itself is enough to, you know, uh, to keep that from being a problem.
Mm.
Obviously, you're a min maxer, so you know.
Yeah, I'm a min maxer. I will say I probably share the same criticism. You know, especially when I was really aware of it when I was making Shin, and I know I gave Shin some martial combat, but for whatever reason, when I was making Jin, I completely forgot that yeah, these were also stats to put points into. So I do kind of share the feedback that you got, but from a game design standpoint, I don't mind it. The big question for me would kind of depend on how important is combat compared to the other stuff. Like,
Mhm.
you expect you're going to be using those skills pretty regularly, right? Like, you know, break, poise, stamina, tech use, for example. You expect you're going to be doing that. Investigate, you expect you're going to be doing that. Depending on the campaign, drive, you know. Um, so to have combat be like its own separate point kind of tells me that okay, this is a very combat heavy game and I should really consider this, right? But I think that's where it, you know, it's going to kind of depend a bit on the type of game you're playing.
Mhm.
So that's where having it in like the same category can feel kind of limiting. But as you pointed out, typically you're a level 1 character. You're not going to be great at everything, right? That's kind of the point. You got to get level up, right? Get good.
Mhm. You're good. Good. Yeah, and the intention, I think, personally, uh, when writing this for me has never been to make a combat simulator, because Pathfinder made a better one already. Uh, I don't want to make a combat simulator. I want to make a uh, just a framework for funky storytelling and character creation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
part of that is combat, and part of that is all the other nonsense.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think that's kind of my goal.
Yeah.
Uh,
In that
and
case, I think
yes, we
yeah.
we do need more play testing in different scenarios. You are right, Nigel, as always. Enjoy your kudos.
Look
Uh,
at you contributing.
uh, Man,
Yeah.
I think there is definitely something to be said about like intention in like the design. Uh,
Yeah.
and I know that, you know, our group is definitely a fans of combat.
Yeah, we do
Uh,
we do like to fight.
we do like to fight, and like I am too. I like to, you know, get down and dirty. You know, my
Yeah.
characters, they all are ready to
Yeah.
tussle.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know, a lot of us just it's the getting to kind of describe your character doing something cool, right? Like, you know, that you don't always you're not going to always get that in every kind of campaign, you know, like if it's a very like intrigue heavy thing, you know,
mhm,
you might not get a cool scene. So, yeah, combat could be fun.
yeah, but with the idea of of intentionality in mind, I think if I do make a change to the like stat or skill loadout, I think it would simply be to like allow, all right, you pick one combat skill, you get one free thing in it. Uh
Sure. Okay.
that way you get a starting point somewhere in the thing. Because I don't think combat as a focus is what I'm looking for in the design of this game. I want it to be clean,
Yeah.
but not the focus.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh
then I think keeping it being like the same skill pool makes sense.
Mm,
You know, if combat was going to be the focus, then I would say you should probably make like a separate like combat specialty sort of thing. Um, and that could be even something too you can do as like an optional rule set, you know, like say, hey, if you want to make a combat heavy game, consider allowing your players to start with 1 point in each of these, you know, that they think would be best for their character. That way, you know, you the players know what to expect, right? And you don't mess too much with the build.
mm,
But yeah, I think if the goal is to kind of keep it as a more balanced thing, you know, combat isn't necessarily the focus, then yeah, leaving it tied to the same pool makes sense.
mm. Uh, and with that intentionality, it's part of the reason that I wanted the stats or the abilities to the combat skills to be linked to multiple
Yeah.
stats because I want each character to be able to commit to the same thing in a different way. I want, that diversity in how it's done to be present.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah. That makes
yeah,
sense.
that's combat skills. Nothing crazy complicated there.
Mm-mm.
Uh Next is the part that I genuinely, when I first created this game, thought was the simplest fucking thing, and then has been not that every single time someone has made a character. Let's
Yep.
talk about lifestyle skills. So,
Yeah.
lifestyle skills. Uh I wanted to create kind of a general concept where obviously not every single person's background can be represented in a skill list of this limited, scope. There's literally uh wow, I'm doing math bad. 369, damn, she's fine. 18 skills. Uh so it's impossible to represent the totality of human experience. But you know what can do? Leave a big open box where you can put a bunch of your things that you're good at, and then if it comes up, you can use it to make your role better. But for some reason, this has been a point of contention.
People forget they exist. That's
Completely.
that's I can't you know, I don't want to speak for all players of Terra Magia thus far, but my two characters, I have just forgotten this exists.
Yeah. So let's break it down. Lifestyle skills are uh, more broad skills that are not fully defined like within the scope of the game. It's anything that you as the player want to say, my character is good at blank.
Yep.
Examples are usually like cooking, ice skating, literally any hobby or skill that you
Any skill.
have or want your character. Yeah. I went to school for nuclear physics. I'm good at black hole math. Cool. And
Wow.
then
Nice specific skill.
a very specific skill. But then the idea is, oh, I'm doing this thing. I was asked for a role. It's a uh, tech check role, but you went to school for nuclear physics and you're doing a tech check on a bomb, and you're like, hey, DM, I should be able to add my thing to this. And they go, oh, yeah, go ahead. No one ever uses it.
Wasn't didn't wasn't one of Shin's lifestyle skills was like drug addict?
Yes. Yes, it was. And it
Yeah,
helped you resist a poisoning,
it
which is
did.
great.
It did. See?
That is the intention.
That's how you use a lifestyle skill.
uh,
We just say that drug addicts are a successful lifestyle?
and it's a lifestyle. Successful is its own thing.
We are not saying that. But yeah,
But
no, it is yeah, it is a great idea. It reminds me of the you know, like uh enterable lore skills in Pathfinder, which people pretty much never take.
mhm, mhm. For example, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. So in Pathfinder, you can often replace a skill with a lore specific type skill, and you just enter whatever you want in there. There are some that are, you know, kind of classic academia, warfare, um, you know, anything you want, right? But you can, it's just like this, where you can pretty much put anything you want. But people pretty much never do it.
Mhm. Yeah, I expanded it a little bit when I was, playtesting and everything in this one. Originally, it really was just, things you can learn, do, or whatever, or hobbies that you have. I
Yeah.
expanded it to include languages. Uh, right now, there's only like uh, nine languages at the moment, but that'll expand in later things, is whatever. Uh, and that has kind of helped, so that in character creation, I created a little more of a hey, pick three, or what is it, like five lifestyle skills, and then that can be languages and this and that has helped a little bit,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
I'm
I
not
think language
sure.
is separate.
Hmm?
I think languages should be like a separate category.
You
Because
think
like
so?
yeah, because I'm kind of realizing the importance of lifestyle skills. I think another thing that makes lifestyle skills slightly unappealing is that they're not tied to any of the attributes. So you're just rolling, you're just getting a added D4. Um, is like, and I don't know, is lifestyle skill supposed to take the place of, say, a skill check, or
No,
is it supposed
it's
to be an
purely an
advantage die?
addition. Yeah,
It's an
yeah, it's
addition.
purely
Yeah.
like an advantage dice. So like
Okay.
I'm doing a jump across a chasm, and my one of my lifestyle skills is fuck, I don't know, firefighting, and I'm used to these tense, life threatening situation, or something, or I don't know. You could maybe at least push for that to be added in. That was a bad
Cool.
example, but that's the idea. Is that
Okay.
regardless of what the skill is, if you can find a way to work your life
A
experience into it,
lifestyle.
you should get a little
Sure.
bonus for that.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. So first off, that's awesome. Yes. Keep it in there just like that. Don't change it. The big
Okay.
thing is it needs to be something. I think it's one of those things that now as a player, I'm realizing how busted this could be. Um,
Well,
so
it is limited to just like 1d4. You can't like double
yeah,
stack it.
still though, still that makes a difference, man. Success is success. A D4, like if I put in an let's say encyclopedia shelving was my lifestyle. That was the thing I did. Could I use my encyclopedic knowledge on everything? I spent a lot of time reading them as I was putting them away. I imagine
Ooh.
Nigel sitting on the other side going like, "True, true."
uh yeah, I see where you're coming from. Uh and hmm. I feel like there definitely should be a limitation to it. I guess I never really put in a limitation to it because it was never used. So I never felt like it needed one.
Yeah, and that's the tricky thing, right? Like that's why I'm saying, yeah, keep it. As someone who plays the game, Uh, the player in me is totally for it. I also think too, it makes sense. Like we give I like to invoke character backstories to say like, oh, I can adjust the DC for you or something, right? Like there's things you can do, but this kind of bakes it into something that's on the character sheet in a nice way. So I really like it. I think the big thing is it's going to be down to it is one of
I don't-
those things that can be a little exploitable, but again, this is a game more about characters, so I wouldn't change it necessarily. That's
Mhm,
it's just the ethos of the game. Um,
mhm.
yeah,
Uh, I'm trying to think of like a way to add a restriction or limitation that might help with that a little bit. Um, I think
you could do a
generally,
rule set that's like lifestyle skills not allowed if
yeah,
you want to be a dick about it. But yeah,
or just uh, like I think the general idea of it being like a discussion, like that's already baked into this, where it's like
yeah,
the DM has to agree to let it add to the thing. So
true.
like if like Nigel was saying in the chat, your lifestyle skill is elite CrossFit athlete, and you try to add it to literally anything, it's like no, that's already represented in your athletics. But if you're doing athletics across like a bunch of monkey bars, yeah, you'll get
Mm, your
your
lifestyle
bonus
skill.
for that because
Sure.
like you're used to being in this environment.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like pick up an
It's good.
improvised weapon, stuff like that. So I think that has
Yeah.
to be kind of like a discussion point. Like the GM and the players have to kind of go back and forth on it
Yeah.
to find that middle ground. Is
Yeah.
that a good
And
idea?
I think
Uh,
so. I think it's also one of those things too that a GM can always, experienced players like myself, Hannah, Nigel, Jess, like we're going to be using these regularly, right? But it is one of those things that a GM can just remind player and say like, hey, don't forget, you know, you know, if you have a lifestyle skill, you can try to find a way to twist the flavor to, and that's also the nice thing about it is it also kind of encourages a lot of flavor kind of thinking
mhm,
that at the same time though does bring up something that I think can be a concern, which is putting players on the spot. Not everybody is super creative to the point where they just want to spew out a scene. So
mhm.
as long as the GMs are, maybe pretty forgiving and saying like, yeah, sure, that I can see how that lifestyle skill applies. We can just skip to adding the bonus. Then yeah,
Yeah. And I think if anything, it might also even help people who are a little more like I don't want to say within the box, but not looking to create a scene out of everything. It might help
sure,
them direct their character in a way that fits to their themes and backstory by just going, well, they would do better if they were doing this in this way, so we'll do this way. Uh, so yeah, that is the intention and hope behind lifestyle skills. Uh, I will, you know, keep in mind maybe the next time we play test. I'll keep reminding everybody like, hey, lifestyle skills, please use them
yeah,
to see how busted it can feel. Uh, but we'll see. I'm glad that upon rediscussion, it seems like it is positively looked at by you.
yeah,
Because like I
yeah.
said,
It
yeah.
it really hits at what I think this game is about, which is the characters, you know,
Mhm,
and original, interesting, creative characters and lifestyle skills is a really good way to reflect that mechanically.
mhm. Oh, I left a little note from my chibi avatar of me. If you're having trouble coming up with ideas, here are a few suggestions: forensics, computer science, baking, painting, sculpting, plumbing, carpentry, forgery. Forgery? Okay. Tracking,
Sure.
chemistry, cooking, farming, mixology, botany, butchery, smithing, leatherwork, and xenomorphology. There you go. There's some ideas.
What a nerd.
Thanks. All right. So now for what might not change too
Michael says
much,
add CrossFit.
add CrossFit. Fine. I'll add CrossFit for you, Nigel. I'll add CrossFit for you.
Oh boy.
Uh, do-do-do-do.
After
and
xenomorphology, that's perfect.
of course, CrossFit.
Hang
Is it
on.
one word or two? One word. Got
Is
it.
it
I'll fix it.
trademarked?
It can't be. It's a word.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
This is
And
America, man. It's brain.
saved. uh,
I think it's 2 words. There's no way there's a triple consonant.
that is pretty wild. Cross. I believe it's trademarked though. Fine. One space. That's good
Hannah
enough.
Hannah
It'll
also
live.
said Hannah also said to put in yoga.
Oh, you people and your demands. Yoga. That destroyed my formatting. Why?
Yep.
I didn't put a comma between yoga and plumbing, so it says yoga plumbing.
It's yoga
Like that.
plumbing.
Okay. Okay.
That's
So
so awesome.
with some of the changes we made to the stats and the skills a few videos ago, uh, we changed up basically how some of the derived stats should be calculated, essentially. And I've already made those changes, and we're just going to go over them and see if they feel right and if they fit like what the intention is. So derived stats are essentially stats that you get from making your loadout, making your character, and then you add up your abilities, and they'll tell you things about your character. They're your health, your stamina, your magic ability, how far you can jump, how fast you can run, stuff like that. Stuff that's already represented in your physical and mental stats, but need to be calculated, obviously. So first up is health points.
HP.
H pizzle. So right now, because of the way we broke it up, it is represented by just power and swiftness.
Yeah.
And you add them together and you get what you get. I I added a +3 general number to it because we took away one entire stat from the physical aspect. Same with like the mental aspect. So as to keep it uh equal with what it was before in terms of like your character at first level. Because it seemed in the previous playtest that that amount of hit points on average was a decent amount for a first level character. You died quickly, but not too quickly. You could handle a couple hits, stuff like that. So I wanted to keep it similar. So I did power plus swiftness +3, which is just the low average for a stat on level 1 of your, everything is thrown equally.
So as you
Uh,
level, your power and your swiftness will adjust. Your HP will adjust accordingly.
exactly. And
That
you get bonus
+3,
HP per level.
you get bonus HP per level. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Every other level, I believe you get to pick either an entire another stack of HP or MP.
Oh, okay. I think you might have to adjust the rules to include VP on that then, right?
Mm. Yes, that is part of VP increases every other level no matter what. HP and MP increase every other level, but you have to pick one or the other.
Okay.
Because initially VP always
Yeah, VP
was
was
going to be
kind of like
lower because it was always just 2 stats.
yeah.
In this one, the way it is now, VP is still on average lower because I didn't add the +3. It's just endurance and influence.
Why not add the +3?
Uh, I wanted to keep it a little bit lower than the rest, so that one is not doesn't feel like a uniform amount in general. But also so that because vitality is something that recovers faster than everything else, so I wanted to have a lower starting point. I want it to be a faster refilling pool that
Right.
is generally smaller. So if we go back to HP, again, calculation is just power plus swift +3. And then to recover it, you recover 50% of your health on a full rest. You have to spend a whole night resting and you only get back 50%. Uh so to be fully healed during an adventure or whatever, you have to either medicine yourself or something, or spend a couple entire, rest periods actually
Right.
sitting down.
Yeah. The
Uh,
50% scaling, like as you level, um, I guess no, it makes sense. You're getting stronger, so your body recovers faster too. Okay, never mind. Ignore me.
all right. David, every time that you like go to say something and then go, Actually, no, this works for me. Fills me with like satisfaction as a creator. I'm like,
Oh, good,
got him.
good. Sometimes I just need
I
to
just
like
want
work it out verbally.
I just want you to know that.
Good.
uh,
Hey, I'm glad.
all right, so that is HP. Um, I want to come back to Vitality in a second.
Okay.
MP is the same loadout. Uh, it's logic plus intuition plus 3. So it's your mental stats, your mind stats plus 3.
Mhm.
Uh, its recovery is also 50% on a full rest, but then also a 25% recovery on a quick rest. Because MP is something you're going to go through a lot faster because it powers almost everybody's abilities. Even if you're a fully martial character, there's ways to use MP to like embolden yourself. It is a combat resource, even beyond like HP. Uh, it's also can be used for like things that aren't combat. It is just generally a more active resource. Alright, and then
It makes sense. Yeah. So then let's talk.
yeah. So VP is the only one that ever gets like a full heal, like it fully recovers. So on a quick
Yeah.
rest, you get back 50% of your VP, and then full rest, you get everything back. The
Right.
intent here always being that VP is like it's what makes your character a hero. It's what
Sure.
lets you go through the dungeon. You sit down, you breathe, you keep fighting.
Your endurance.
Uh yeah. Uh and it is just the totality of your spirit based stats,
Yeah.
endurance and influence. Uh the thing with this,
Mhm.
because it's only 2 stats, uh the growth on it I think will be pretty average for most characters as we level up.
Sure. But they're
Does
all
that make
derived from.
sense?
But aren't they all derived from only two stats now?
They are all derived from 2 stats, but some of the other ones will just have a
Like,
higher starting point.
yeah. They could
But
only be plus.
I suppose that isn't going to be super huge deal. At much later levels because at that point you're stacking multiples on top of each other. Uh, hmm.
Yeah. I I'll be honest, like the not having VP have the +3 as well just kind of like scratches my brain a little bit because it's derived, the other two feel like they are resources that fuel a play style, whereas VP feels kind of like just like HP buffer, which it is, right? I mean, it doesn't necessarily do anything else other than provide like a bar that goes down before you actually start losing HP, right?
Correct. For the most
Okay.
part, there are archetypes that use VP as a resource.
Okay, good. I
Uh,
think I think it should just personally, I think like now that you've got the three, I would probably consider turning VP into a fuel for a type of play style.
mm, uh, but like I said, it has there is an archetype that is VP dependent that uses
Mhm.
VP as a fuel. Um, I still don't want to like buff it anymore because of the way that it recovers faster than everything else. And with MP, everyone has access to spells regardless. But with VP, you'd have to take these types of skills to be able to use those resources. So giving VP too much of a buff, I think would make it too much of a meta to take that type of class that uses the fastest renewing resource.
Well, depends because let's say you do that, right? I mean, you're looking at a class that now also has, like, if VP is a resource, right? This character is using that VP throughout the fight. So when they get hit, they don't actually have that much HP. If they do have a spell, which is typically, very impactful in this game, they can only maybe do one. Like that was the thing with Jin. I had a spell, but I just never use it because I only got the one, right?
Right.
So, if I'm going to use it, I'm going to make sure it's going to, be effective. Um, so it sort of it does create a sort of balance, right? It does create a sort of play style where a character that is high VP wants to be aware of, yeah, you basically create a glass cannon, right?
Mhm.
A type of glass cannon because yeah, it has no HP. But and again, you are assuming that the HP is going to get hurt because the VP is the fuel for its things, right? So if it's going up against something that can withstand the damage, it will, that character is likely to go down quicker. So there's a balance to it, I think. Your HP characters, based on like going for like a body type character, um, you'd basically build them to be fairly close range, right? So HP becomes a fuel because that's just how long they can stay in the fight. They don't really need to do anything extra, just especially in TTRPGs where you're usually playing on a grid, positioning matters a lot.
I see what you're saying. Um, this will require skipping ahead a bunch of pages, but I want to talk a little bit about the leveling up in relation to specifically the derived stats, if you don't mind.
Sure, let's do it.
All right. So I talked about leveling up with Nigel a few. My God, where is it? Nope.
Ooh, I know that guy.
Mm, yeah.
I know that guy. I don't know that guy.
All right. Um,
Man, you did a lot of work on this book.
yeah, man.
Your tables are all in. Damn, look at you.
I put effort into all of it. Uh Also, there is a way to retrain your skills and abilities, by the way.
Ah, nifty.
Uh yeah. Here we go.
Wow.
Here we go. Here we go. So, leveling is essentially put onto a odds and evens.
Sure.
Even numbers, you get a skill point, a stat point, and then with the help of Nigel, we fell on a one perk or one new spell, and then your VP increases equal to your endurance and influence. Uh, Odd level, one skill point, and then either plus one to your MP cap or plus one more skill point, making it possible for basically someone to focus in on like being a physical player or a magical player. And then one more perk, and then you increase your MP or HP equal to your mental or physical stat, respectively. So with this, uh, I would still question if VP should maintain its lower starting point because it gets a regular increase every other level, while MP and HP do not. So it will grow a little slower because it has a lower starting point, but it'll always grow steadily, while the other two will grow depending on what you need as you level.
My okay. I will answer the question, but I will say I do think turning VP into a resource pool that fuels like a lineage or like or fuels like a specific play style, making it something like MP and HP. I think all three should be essentially equal, and the player should be choosing to increase them as they go. You choose MP, HP, VP. Um, and maybe you could even, and do a thing where like every other level they choose two and they lose one. That's just my 2 cents. But based on this table that you have here, and increase VP equal increase. Yeah, because it's going to be roughly the same. Like, let's put some numbers in it and see what it looks like. Can we
Sure.
pull up a character sheet and like let's just see what let's see what the
Yeah.
progression looks like itself. So
Let's see. Let me pull up something. Where am I at? Where's my stuff? I got so many tabs. Here we go. I found one now. Give me a second.
I like this.
All right. Okay. Uh.
What's humble about that brag? Nigel
uh.
in chat.
Yeah, not just going off on some wild shit in the chat. Nigel, you've been drinking
We
tonight. I don't know, man.
You have a different idea about humble.
All right. So, can the screen share see this?
I am not seeing anything of the. I'm still seeing the character progression sheet.
All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
you'll have to change your Discord stream to whatever window you got.
gotcha. Wow, that's taking forever.
Oh,
There we go.
look at him.
So I'm putting together Lycus as my like example Terra character.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. All right, let's do this. Pull up the book.
So level 1, 14 HP, 8 VP, 7 MP.
Okay.
He's surprisingly like kind of balanced. Not a very smart character, but other than that, pretty average.
And he's got a point in martial combat.
Yeah.
So it feels it's good. Yeah.
So for him to level up, at level 2, skill point, stat point, and then VP increase. So at level 2, he would have 16 VP and whatever stat I increase, which would be there. Nope, not that much.
So sorry. Whoa.
My God, my keyboard. And would it negotiate? No, I can't do that.
Negotiate. I was gonna say. All right.
I would never sneak. Fuck that shit. Anyways,
Break is right there. Oh, empathy.
Yeah, I probably should take empathy actually. So that's level 2, and then at level 3, he would get his skill point, another skill point or MP, and then a perk. Don't have to worry about that right now. And then either HP or MP, respectively. I plan to use. Oh, I don't have his spells here. I plan to use spells that are buff spells, which are just low MP cost, just buffing my character stuff, and then punching the shit out of stuff. And then so I would focus on increasing my body.
You have a question in the chat. Nigel wants
What's
to
the
know:
question?
Does Terra have a max level?
No, technically. I played around with the idea of like level 30 being max for no particular reason than I like the number. But yeah, no, there's no max level. With the leveling up structure, you can just kind of keep leveling indefinitely. Because it's not like at level whatever you get this specific perk or ability.
What level are gods? Would you say?
Uh high.
Like
I would say
30?
level 30 is a god for sure.
30, so 30 is god level. So
30 is
level 100
god.
character would be like universe breaking.
Yeah. It would be you maxed out. You maxed out, my man. You're all gone.
Yeah, you hit
Uh
level 100. If 30 is god, like level 100 triple digits, oh my god. Or
I would have to
might
do some
beyond
I would have to do
god.
some maths
The
on
character
stuff.
the character deserves to materialize in the real world at that point. The character
But
becomes a player.
But yeah, if your HP keeps going up based on like the stuff you put into things, uh
Oh, you become the GM. Yes,
you
Alex.
become the
Thank
GM.
you. Have you reach level 100, your character becomes the GM. That's perfect.
But yeah. So level 3, I would put more health on him. So for him that would be uh not 166. What is wrong with my keyboard today? 26 HP, 16 VP, 7 MP. And then
Hey, Ollie.
what's up, dude?
Can I play Jin for every campaign and continue to level? Like from now on. I want to see if Jin can hit level 100. If that's carryover.
We'd have to
You can
put
think about
some regulations on that, but I'm gonna be real honest with you. I'm not completely against it because
it.
Jin
Yes.
doesn't punch,
Jin doesn't punch. Jin is the level 100 pacifist.
so it's not gonna like ruin someone's
Yeah,
fighting.
it's not Suki.
No level 100 Sukuna though.
No, that would be terrible. No one wants to play that. Okay. All right. So what level are we right now? I lost track.
Uh, we're on level
Are we
3 and level 4.
yeah,
I would get
keep going.
another boost to my VP, putting it up to 24. And then level 5, I would just pick again HP or MP, and I'd probably go with MP to get it up a little bit more. Uh,
Okay. So we're at level 5 now, which is the table, pretty much, right?
yeah.
Okay. All
So
right. Let's take a look at the stat breakdown. 26, 24, 11. It's pretty even.
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Uh,
Lycus is a fairly balanced character.
mhm. uh, and with VP being a little bit lower than HP, the fact that it recovers faster still keeps it in the game, being more relevant. Uh,
Hannah
the
wants you to put like it to add a hacky sack as a life skill for Lycus.
Man. Fine. One of my skill points I'll use. Also, when you level up, you can use your skill points to add a lifestyle skill.
True. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Hacky sack.
There you
There you
go.
go. Uh there we go. All right, all right.
All right, all right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it grows pretty linearly for the most
Mhm.
part, and then as you level up, uh just whatever it is that you're focusing on will basically maintain like whatever you're focusing on will be a little bit higher than your VP, but your VP will be close
Sure.
than like whatever you're not focusing on.
Can you change the mind derive thing? It's also a VP. Can you change it to MP, please? Yeah.
What the hell? How'd I do that?
I don't know.
Oh my god, is that
Right,
my
yeah,
in my source?
yeah, it is in the resources. Yeah, it is.
God dang it.
Ah, this is why you have proofreaders.
I'm gonna have to fix that later and I'm gonna be so upset about it. So anyways,
His logic is too
with
high. I agree, Nigel.
wow. Excuse you. Uh so with uh with the way we have it set up now, essentially you're breaking your character down into three pieces. One part that's really good, one part that is uh middle, and one part that's bad. The middle part is almost always going to be your spirit because it gets a little bit of boost every other level no matter what. And then if you focus in on mind or body alternatively, that'll be a little bit higher. If someone focused entirely on VP, that just means that they will have a large pool that refills pretty consistently. Meaning that if I make when I rewrite the archetype that uses VP as a resource, I might have to take into account that the amount of pool of resource that they'll have compared to everyone else because it'll be higher. You know,
Progression's going to be higher.
exactly.
Yeah. Because you're not adding that +3 every time. Yeah.
Exactly. Now that's the thing. We could make it so that it for MP and VP, it also adds a +3 every other level. That might make sense.
I'm personally against more math, but
Personally,
yeah.
gets more math. That's valid.
Yeah. Starting a campaign, it's anti-math. We really got to stop playing Pathfinder then.
Hey, I try to avoid math whenever possible, but sometimes you gotta. Yeah, okay. I will.
Nigel asked, are there attacks that hit HP directly that
Yes,
bypass the VP?
yes, there are.
There
They're
are.
primarily spells. But I think there's at least a couple skills or a couple of perks that give you an ability to do that, like leeching life, sort of abilities.
Delicious life.
I know that with
Ralabin
vampires, I
would.
believe that there is that
Yep.
ability.
Yep. It just said Ralabin
Uh,
would totally have that, so it's perfect.
exactly. Uh,
Man, we got to
yeah,
do a fancy multiverse, Terra multiverse.
we got
See
it,
them
man.
like.
I think Sansey is particularly uh Power Rangers enough to be perfectly fit for it.
Mhm.
Uh, man, I feel if not like good about it, at least comfortable with the breakdown. If you're still
Yeah.
feeling weird about the VP, let me know. We can try to make some changes on that because I do want it to feel comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just one person, right? I think you
Yeah.
should, pull it to I think obviously the thing is going to be test, 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 right? We've
Always.
tweaked a few things. We'll have to play a few rounds with this, see how it feels.
Mhm.
I think classes and archetypes that use VP as fuel or rely on the VP or make use of the VP is would be good because it creates, again, like when I look at this, the mind, spirit, body, um I'm sitting here thinking like, man, how can I min max an all spirit character? What would that look like? What am I going to do with all this VP? Is it just that I'm just going to have more like essentially more HP? Like what does VP do, you know? So
Right.
it needs to, yeah, I think having the three categories, HP, VP, MP, um, really puts you in a position to use it as to make you know, again, explore like a third archetype of characters.
Mhm. Yeah, I think with the way that I have VP usage in a certain and some perks later on is uh it can be kind of used to refill either HP or MP, like a stock that you pull out of.
Right.
But it is not like a one for one conversion.
Yeah.
Um,
More math.
yeah. Hey, I don't know what to tell you, man.
No, it's okay.
Uh,
And it is what it is. I mean, we're just
uh,
spitballing. I like I said, we got to play test, play test.
mhm. The other one that I know I've put in a couple of perks along this line is like, uh, boosting like a roll, like put some grit in it uh
Yeah,
to boost your roll a little bit. It's literally draining your life force to punch harder, jump farther,
yeah, yeah.
stuff like that.
Stuff like that's great. I'm thinking of
Uh
like, um, like rogues will often have like stamina bars or something. That it eats at.
yeah.
Monks have key points. It's that resource, right? It's just shared across a variety.
Mhm. And again, looking for your input and you as well, Nigel. Get in the chat over here. For the MP and HP, should it have that additional +3 per level per every other level, so that they have a chance to grow a little faster, or do you like do you want to keep it this way? I'm on the fence. I can go either way. Again, it's just +3. It doesn't seem like a whole ton, you know. But numbers add up.
Numbers are additive. It's a whole thing. He's typing out a lecture in chat. We
I
don't.
hope
We
not.
can't wait for him. And it's gonna have spelling errors. Come on.
No, he's just gonna ask Chat GPT. Uh,
Ouch. True.
no, Nigel. Should it upon level up? Right now, the MP and HP increases just based on the stats, uh, rather than the stats +3, which is how it's originally calculated at level 1. Should the level ups add the +3, which is like adding another stat? That's the opinion we're looking for.
Yeah, because
Again, it's not a huge
it's
boost.
guaranteed to level up.
Nah. I just says nah.
Yeah, I, I, I think play test it first. It doesn't seem. I don't think it needs the +3 right away.
Sounds good to me. All
The
right.
other thing too, though,
We're
Ollie, is we haven't played past. At least I haven't played past level 3, right? So like, if you go back to that table real quick,
boop, boop, boop.
it's still just within that um, first range, right? So I haven't felt it. Yeah, because see, like level 3 is just that first increase HP or MP.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think
I think playing a level maybe I don't know 6 or even 7.
mm, I think for Halloween we can do a level 7 maybe.
Oh, oh no, a scary number. Level 666.
Level 666. I don't want to do that much math.
I have all the skills. I've maxed out my skill points.
Oh, all right,
Level
level
7
7.
confirmed.
Yeah, I think that'll be good.
They're going crazy in chat. They're very excited to be level 7.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see. It's wild
Yeah.
that with all the playtesting we've done, we've kept it at like these lower levels.
Yeah, we got to play. We got to play, between mid to god tier levels.
Mhm.
We got to play
I
a level 99 game, man.
I'm also wondering if like uh there should be something every like X level to increase, your HP, VP, and MP a little bit more in general. Cause like it is a pretty linear progression at the moment. And I'm wondering
It's
if
every other,
like what was that?
it's every other level, right? It's even levels.
Yeah. Yeah, it's every other level currently. So like it's kind of like a slow progression. And I'm wondering if like every 5 levels, uh you get an extra 10 points to put into your HP or VP or MP or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I am thinking though, what's the MP? And so you get one MP or one skill point. How valuable
Oh,
is one MP compared to one skill point?
1 MP to your cap.
Yeah, 1 MP to your
So
cap, but, like, how that 1 MP, like, how far is that gonna take me?
it
Like, is that a
allows an
one
entirely new set of spells. So pretty far.
okay. I
Uh,
just wanna make sure that, like, 1 MP is impactful because 1 skill is impactful, right? So 1
yeah.
MP,
Now
yeah,
1
I just
MP
wanna
is
make sure.
the 1 MP per spell is the difference between uh
Yeah, Radiance Blast and Raygon.
yeah, it's the difference between 6 D12 and uh you know whatever. Like it's a pretty
18.
decent size. It's a
Yeah.
pretty decent size difference. Yeah, 6 D12 or 8 D8 and 3 D4
Yeah, but that's
per
also
round.
an instant it's also an instant versus a 3-round
Exactly.
cast. Yeah.
Yeah. So 1 MP can be
Okay.
pretty impactful.
Okay, yeah, as long that's
Uh
the big thing. I just wanna make sure I just wanna make sure that it felt as impactful as a skill because a skill is impactful, so that's good.
yeah. Nope, valid. All right. So
Spoken like a true derpy derp shield person.
okay, we have so many stats to run through because we're lost in the sauce there. So
That's the point of this,
let's
isn't it?
make it is. Uh, so other derived stats, your movement speed. I put swiftness +3 because I really like the number 3. It's my favorite number. Is that too low? You've played this game.
3's a
How
good
does it
3's a
feel?
good average.
All right.
3's a good average. As a character who
Uh,
could only move 2 squares, yeah, 3's fine.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, your jump distance, it's your swiftness divided by 2 for your horizontal jump, swiftness divided by 4 for your vertical leap. The reason I did that is because of the idea that uh like if you have a 3 in your swiftness, that means that's 3 meters, that's 9 feet. So I was trying to find a distance that is fucking reasonable for a standing leap.
Why? This game is fantasy. Who cares about reasonable?
Because 3 is a low number for a
Do you
skill.
remember how fast Nigel went in one game?
I do. I
What
do
are you
remember
worried
he
about somebody jumping 9 feet? Come on, man.
besides the whole point of a Vanara is that they can just leap their entire movement distance. So 400 miles per hour to be exact. Just was being reminded.
That was very
Uh
fast. Don't talk to me about scaling. Um, I don't mind it. The only this is something that kind of this is just like a maybe like a layout thing. It it feels a little out of nowhere to suddenly be dividing by 2 or 4. I think your math should try to find a way to be like consistent basically, right? So like how we had the plus 3s, I would say a horizontal jump is just -3. Swiftness -3, vertical jump is swiftness -6. You know, like
yeah,
I don't know
okay.
how much of a I don't know how that would compare mathematically to what the average roll would turn out to be, but I think it would
So
at least be something that the player, you know, when they go back to how to calculate, the how to calculate feels consistent.
mm, so this distance is also not a distance that you have to like uh really roll too much for. This is like your minimum, like you're confident in making this leap.
Sure, sure, sure.
Uh
I got you. This is like your standard, like, oh, feeling. Hannah wants to know why swiftness, not power.
because it's your movement. It's your running. Uh
There's your answer. It's the running.
it's the running. Uh but I suppose if you roll athletics, that changes it up,
True.
moves the thing around. You can spend a minor action plus whatever movement you use to increase your jump distance. To do this, you roll the average athletics, or sorry, standard. We've made this change already.
Standardo.
Uh,
Add one
yeah.
meter.
So you can increase your jumping distance by doing a standard athletics or gymnastics check, and adding 1 meter per degree of success. Uh,
Oh, no, she brings up a good point too. You could also just change the wording in the how to calculate. Just say half your swiftness instead of swiftness divided by 2. Yeah,
then what about a vertical jump? It's a quad of your jump of your swiftness.
quarter.
Oh fuck! That's a word. Fuck you.
Uh, the
uh,
best part for me was hearing Hannah cackle downstairs. I'm
uh,
joking. My wife doesn't cackle.
I'm an educated human being. I have an advanced degree. Ugh. This
Uh,
is a true fact. I know molecular biology well.
so you know molecular biology, you just don't know quarters, though.
uh,
Your keyboard is funky, though.
it. I don't like it. I'm trying to fix it.
Hey, at least you have an Arky.
Calling out. Good old Arden.
What are your
Uh,
swiftness? Should you capitalize swiftness?
yes, I should. Let's give it a
Yes.
little more space there. Golly, I'm gonna make this box bigger because it looks bad. Boop, boop,
Yeah, you
boop,
got it.
boop, 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 boop,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
boop, boop, boop. Nope, that picked the wrong box. Damn you! Wrong box. There we go. Correct box selected.
Correct box selected.
All right.
Whoa,
So is that
whoa.
better? Half your swiftness, quarter your swiftness.
Yeah, that's fine. But capitalize swiftness and then you're done.
The fuck.
Now you're just getting fancy.
All right, there we go. There we go.
There we go.
Uh okay. That feels good. Your
Water
carry
your sh-
capacity. Uh so
i.e., 3 grenades, 2 swords, a shotgun, and a handful of healing candles.
uh yes. It actually says
Standard,
candies.
standard equipment. Oh, candies.
Yes. Uh so the idea here is that like
I like how you then go into an explanation of how you could put your grenades in one pocket each. Candles can be
listen, so I've had only a handful of games that have devolved into arguments over like, well, how would you carry that? It's only happened a couple times, and those have impacted me so heavily that I want to make clear in my game that I make that this shit should be hand waved unless otherwise necessary.
Okay, what you do is you gotta take that shit and put it in like a little blurb box on the side.
Fair. Uh
As unnecessary detail.
fair enough. I will mark it for deletion. Uh
Not deletion, just, out of the main text. Where's your little chibi Ollie? He can say that.
yes. So again, the idea here is your carry capacity is just how much you can have on you. because I do want to generally hand wave the majority of like stuff on your body, I mentioned in here like, yeah, you can carry whatever seems rational. You can figure out a way to make it fit. It's fine. Uh they're not going to be a problem. And then uh anything beyond the rational, you're going to need to literally buy bags. It's a thing you can buy in the store. Uh the only real aspect that that does is that they become noticeable. Like people see you carrying this shit. Uh and then beyond your carry capacity, uh it is essentially some items are marked as cumbersome, meaning that they are big and they are heavy. Like your shield as Jin was cumbersome. You had to have a minimum strength to just lift it up and carry it around. It was heavy. Um,
Its name.
Going above your carry capacity in weight reduces your speed. Uh, all the way to what? No, that's only if yeah. So going over your carry capacity halves your movement speed and gives you disadvantage to athletics and gymnastics. You can lift double your carry capacity, but your movement speed is reduced to 1. So like if you're standing there, you can lift twice your carry capacity, just like lift it up, but you're not going to move. You're not going nowhere.
Yeah, you're not running around. Got it.
Uh, exactly.
Got
Uh,
it. Got it. That makes sense.
and obviously your capacity is permanently increased when your stat increases. But it can be temporarily increased through magic and other things. So the way that the way that I was trying to do this was to keep it kind of broad. So like I said, things that you feel like you can literally lift with one hand, you can find a way to shove it on your body. You can put it on your body. And beyond that, your DM and you have to talk about like, all right, you need a bag for these things. The bags will have a number of slots. You can just kind of work out how many of those fit in there. It's only items that are marked as cumbersome. So only things that are notably large that become a problem. I wanted to try to let, item management be a thing that you can kind of have fun with. Like I want to be a guy with 100 weapons, but without making it the worst aspect of a game I've ever played in my life. Like I don't want to play Deus Ex Mankind Divided item box inventory every time.
Fair.
Ugh.
No, that makes sense to me. So let's see. The power is how to calculate your carrying capacity is power times 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Number.
is how many kilograms you can carry, basically.
Okay. Hang on. Let me pull up
So
Jin.
the
Jin, your power was 8. So 8 times 20. Okay. I can carry a good bit. Well, my shield also was cumbersome. But
yeah.
we talked about that.
So that's 160 kilograms that you can just carry
Mhm.
and not give a fuck about. That's pretty good. That's like 300
That's pretty
pounds.
good.
Jin was strong,
Yeah.
and he was
Yeah.
like 8 is good.
That's like 2 people
It's like 2 people.
on my shoulder walk around.
All right. And
Hey,
hey, an OG.
it's Maxine.
And
Hey.
Chin. I'll redraw these characters at some point now that I've gotten a little bit better at drawing.
I don't know if Nigel's ever seen Shin. Nigel, this is Jin's son.
uh, but yeah, and that is golly all of our stats and our derived stats and how
That was
they
the
are
last,
calculated.
that was the last one.
Yeah. Uh,
Where do you, on the character sheet, where is, should we put carrying capacity on there somewhere? Is it on the new character sheet?
no, I never really put it on there. Like, your vertical leap, uh, and your carry capacity, I never put on there since they are a little bit more niche than just general movement.
Sure.
but I felt like they still need to be generally calculated.
Maybe in
Or
bag,
at least given.
in the bag section of the character sheet, you just put like a little dialogue box there that just shows how to calculate it as a reminder.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, on the character sheet. Yeah.
That makes sense.
You know,
Yeah, let
since
me
you're
pull
gonna
that up
be
actually.
since you're gonna be fixing the VP MP thing anyway.
I'm gonna be fixing it anyways. Uh,
Oh no, your screen is
son of
black.
a.
We lost
I
you.
fixed it. It's fixed. Uh,
Hello, Lycus.
oh man, but yeah, that makes sense. I'll put that in like right here. Uh, yeah. Da 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 da. Da. How do
Yeah.
I go back to
I Lycus D.
what the? Anyways, uh, so I'll fix this later because I can't figure out where the button is to take me back to my Google Drive. But you guys can actually find this character sheet live and ready to play with the corrections on the Terra Magia website, www.terraarchives.net. In the resource tab, there'll be big block letters that say character sheet. You click on it, it's a template for this. You hit use template and it's yours. There's no connection to anything that I have in my Google Drives, and you can just make a character, fill out all the stuff, pick your race and your class and whatnots. So neither of those are things that are actually in this game. uh, and
I
yeah,
have to go check out the Googs.
check out the Googs. Check out the website. Try out the game. Give us any feedback if you're watching, you're playing, you're enjoying it, or if you hate it. I don't super care, but let me know so I can make it less shitty for you, I guess. Uh, and yeah, I think that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching, folks.
Thank you
Bye.
guys. Have a good night. Oh, be here tomorrow
Oh,
for Hunter's Inheritance. See you there.